Okay, this is the sixth narration for Game of Thrones 2 Khaleesi's Dragon Spirit. Well, as everybody knows, the honeymoon is now over. Doesn't mean, okay, now she kind of throws him off the side. Okay, I got serious business, can't show any time for love. It's not like that. Basically, William has an expectation now because Tyrion actually comes up to him and tells him in one part of this movie, whatever you knew or thought you knew on Earth, the dark blue star that shines brightly in the blurry night sky, you have to now unlearn because you're in our world. And so Tyrion, being this guy of much wisdom, granted he has some funny ditties and sayings and how he acts, but he has a certain kind of wisdom, which is why he's my favorite male actor. And so he basically tells William, okay, now that you're in our world, you have to learn our customs and our traditions. And so basically, he's more or less re-edifying and backing the decision by Daenerys that, okay, William has to know the laws, not just Targaryen laws, but the laws of the realm of the kingdom. Okay, so for William, it's like, even though when he came into her world, something happened to his DNA, so he gets to become half his age. He's no longer 47, he's like 20 some, 24 years old. And he'll have that look about him because, again, eating their food, drinking their water. So it kind of changes him, but not all at once yet. That part's coming up called Veil of Passing in this sequel to the motion picture. So it's like he's having to go back to school again. But unlike a high school where you're going through 10th grade, 11th grade, or like Amelia went to a Catholic boarding school or something, you're not going to have a TV to watch. You're not going to have a computer to use. Okay, so we're talking about serious, all out, hardcore, old fashioned learning education from a medieval style time period. And so for William, this is going to be like a whole new experience. He's going to probably be almost like the only, almost, there might be a few people in this palace-like setting of a classroom, but he's going to be pretty much the one, I mean, he's supposed to sit at the right hand pulling in her stead. This okay, like, well, how good is he as a Hudson King if he doesn't know a jack diddly about what it is that Daenerys' importance and role is? So he has to study geography. He has to learn about the politics of the realm of the kingdoms. I mean, he's got this whole thing he has to learn in a certain amount of time because Visionary said he's supposed to lead her to this great victory because he's, unlike the men of her world, is going to be the savior for her. He is the male dragon, Dragonsphere, who seeks the female dragon known as Mother Dragons, Daenerys Stormborn and House Targaryen. If he's going to hold that position as her husband king and do what he's supposed to be, according to the Visionary, is predicted to do, he has to know at least something about his environment, the customs, the traditions, proper etiquettes, the laws, what he cannot do, because she can't show him favoritism, even if he is the human husband to her, sitting at the right hand of what will her current throne and soon to be the Iron Throne of Swords for the realm of the kingdom. So in order for him not to make her look bad, he has to at least know something about her world. So this is why she has requirements that he has to meet, obligations to learn as much as he can from their level of education and teachings and understandings. And so this is something William wants to do. So it's, for the most part, it's going to be quite the educational things he has to go through, but he's going to have a near-death experience. Now, I don't want to ruin that part for you because it will be coming up. In the meantime, before we get started on this narration, there are some people that I would like to have publicly recognized for their moral support from youtube.com. It's www.youtube.com. A lot of people sent me messages. Some are not available anymore. Either a membership ran out or there's something that's keeping me from contacting them. But for the most part, there are some, including music companies, that have given me some moral support. So I thought I'd give them some public recognition at this time. So I'll be back in just a brief moment. All right, for this first part, I would like to say a very big thank you to Facebook Corporation. This is a great site, everybody. And, I'm not sure if it's because of something I did or something I earned, but there's a lot of great people out there that are not only Facebook members, but Game of Thrones fans. And you'd be amazed that when I was doing my yard sale, selling everything I owned to get to London, and I still am about 35,000 US dollars short. So I'm hoping whoever's listening to this, that if you live in London, United Kingdom, or some other country around the world, that you would see the potential in me as others in my country, USA, have seen. Granted, that still hasn't changed my mind that I still want to emigrate there. That would be history in the making for the United Kingdom, because I'll be the first American Englishman. I know that sounds funny, but I looked through and could not find anywhere in all of the United Kingdom history that a person from the United States of America has given up their citizenship to swear allegiance to the Queen of England or the royal family of the United Kingdom. So that would be history in the making. And because I'm not taking anything away from the great author George R.R. Martin, I would be the first of all of Hollywood and London to work for zero pay. Now, people probably think, are you nuts? Well, maybe. I just would sell the joke. Shh, don't say it too loudly. Somebody might believe you. And of course, I have a great sense of humor, as you can tell. So it'd just be for the experience and expenses while trying to go to London Cinema College, get my MA degree to be a certified actor, continuing to follow in Amelia Clark's footsteps, and try to get an agent to promote my movie scripts and my portfolio once I get them done, because I still got to do photo shoots in London. And I would tell Emilia, get ready, because if I do get to London, it'll be my turn to turn the heads of women, and I'm sure your head will turn at least 2 or 3 times. You'll probably be flipping back to the page, oh yeah, I want to see that again, and won't believe the poses I'll be doing, and I'll just kind of leave you in suspense about that. I have nothing to worry about, but that's something to think about. But I would like to say to Facebook, thank you for your great support, with the likes and the loves, and having me recognized. Facebook, again, is a great place to meet people from around the world, make friends with people you may have not even seen it, in person. But when you have something like a common bond that you can relate to people on certain things like Game of Thrones and people who love the mythical ideas of dragons, this is the place to be. So again, thank you to all the staff members and the CEO of Facebook for continuing to give me moral support. Another person I would like to have recognized, or maybe it's a group of people, I'm not sure who, they represent a cool website called Weebly.com. That's www.weebly.com. And I have been posting now, keeping up and taking notes from the original series, Game of Thrones, because a lot of people here in America do say I have potential. And while I do like the compliment, I still have not once yet gotten any donations from anybody. Now, does that bother me? Well, a little bit, because I think that if people could see, or maybe take the time to go through the stories that I'm posting on not just YouTube, but Weebly.com as well, you'll see that my creativity has exploding ever since February, when Amelia Clark had this big impact because of her acting abilities, and I sometimes, get a little depressed about it because I never get to hear her say anything on YouTube about me, like, who in the heck is this weird American, or something like that, or maybe she'll pull down a blackbird on a string and, like, we got an issue here, we got some guy with a weird accent, and he's following my footsteps, and I have no clue why, or something to that effect, at least to know that she acknowledges my presence, that I am a real person. But so Weebly has been very supportive. I've got posted all of my Game of Thrones, The Missing Link, Lost Pages of Time, and it is currently pending a copyright. Um, I'll have to check with the Library of Congress of Washington, D.C., USA to see what the progress report on that is. And I just recently finished Game of Thrones, the motion picture, a new revelation about this human who comes into her world. Okay, and it's trying to like somewhat link up in honoring George R.R. Martin, not to take away from him. So to honor him, I'm not getting anything from it. Okay, because I looked up the international laws, not to get all boring on you or anything, but from what I understand, unless somebody can prove I'm driving a Lamborghini, DeLorean, or I got brand spanking $1,000 clothes like movie stars would probably get. No, I haven't made nothing off of his name. So it'd be all free. I just need, of course, obviously the expenses covered, and that's not a profit. You look at the difference between a profit and an expense. Expense is what you're paying out. A profit is what you're sticking in your pocket to go shopping or whatever it is actors and actresses do with it, And I haven't made nothing. So to honor him, this would be where this human now, because again, remember, in Daenerys' world, they refer to human like just basic, we'll call it slang or a word they use in general conversation with each other. That doesn't mean they're human. If it were possible, and say Targaryens actually existed in this world, it said, quote unquote, is 3 to 5 times bigger than Earth in theory, you would probably find that they're not really that scary people. I mean, like my character is only 5'9". Daenerys is actually 6 foot tall, but I mean, like, oh yeah, I think I could fall in love with a 6 foot tall mother dragons lady. I probably wouldn't want to take her off. She alone without her unsullied wares probably would finish me off. So it's all good. But they're humanoid in form to what we would see on the outer appearance, but it's what people don't know of her world about humans. This is humans wouldn't know what the anatomy is of a Targaryen and the other people of the other kingdoms. An example is, we have 2 kidneys, they may have 1, or we have our liver and appendix on one side, theirs might be on the other. So, there could be a lot of differences on the inside, but they look pretty much humanoid, meaning human-like, in appearance to that of actual humans of planet Earth, which is a very small dark blue star that they could see in the blaring night sky from a galaxy far away. So it's just kind of a concept, and so thanks to Weebly, I've been able to post my movie scripts out, and now I'm going to have me a second copyright that I'll be filing here come my next monthly pay. Although the government of my country has cut it back, and it's been quite tedious for me, but it's something I continue working on. So I just want to thank Weebly for having much faith in me, and thank you for giving me the rank of Explorer. Will continue as long as you continue to let me anyway. My saga for Daenerys, so that she has a great ending. Obviously, Daenerys and I, speaking because I would be acting out the human parts because I am an aspiring actor. We just had our very erotic honeymoon, but like she says in the sequel, okay, honeymoon's over, time for her to get serious, get back to business. Well, that kind of makes sense because Daenerys isn't all about fun and games. She's got a kingdom to run, so, she has to be serious, and so William, this human, that's me, has to accept that. There's the old saying in William's world, there's a time for fun and then there's a time to be serious, and now it's the time to be serious because she's got to do what she's got to do. It's her queenly duties, and she's expecting him to get done what she's listed out for him to do, and that's get your lesson studies done to adapt to her world, dress like they do, and learn of her laws so you don't accidentally break one, or the customs they do. If she prays to a god of fire and ice, well, she's probably going to expect William to do this to blend in. So, again, thanks to Weebly.com for your continued support. Okay. Um, there's going to probably be quite the pause here because I have some people who started with me. So I feel like they are kind of like almost like family to me because when I started out the Game of Thrones, The Missing Link, Lost Pages of Time, these people have been with me. And while I try to communicate with other musicians, I just want to let the other musicians know that I even have it in my first copyright, that until you actually email me, I will not, again, stick to my word. I'm not going to claim any rents, credits, royalties, privileges, or otherwise. You know who you are because you know the material and the music you put out that I use for the Lost Pages of Time and the motion picture. So, if, say, one day, I should be fortunate enough so he makes that nice 25, 35,000 US dollar donation and I get to London and I have a first-time agent, and they get a hold of a producer, and they like the fact, hey, yeah, we can do another saga here of Daenerys' life. Unless I hear from you, I may have to go with whatever advice I get from a producer and my agent, and may have to find another musician. I mean, it's not that I'm trying to bear you bad news, but, this way I don't get caught off guard. Oh, you didn't give me permission to use this, now you expect something, or not that you wouldn't get anything, but you know what I'm saying? It's all about communication. So just to let you know as a heads up, I do hope I'll hear from you soon. But in the meantime, this is what I kind of got a plan for. So in the meantime, those that I do want to have recognized, I will announce at this time, name by name. They have been with me for quite some time and have given me actual permission to use the material at certain scenes that would be shooting where you don't hear anybody speaking, but it's the camera angle view, and it kind of makes the story interesting. So the first one I'd like to recognize, yes, it looks like a kid, but you never know. He could be a pretty smart kid, probably. So Alex Nitro 113 Music Company. Thank you for giving me permission to use your music. Please hold the applause because sometimes they work together. Most of the time, Derek Feichter, I hope I pronounced that right, Derek. Sometimes I have gotten music that him and I believe it's his brother. I'm not sure who's the oldest, but I'm presuming they're brothers or something, Derek and Brandon. So thank you, Derek Feichter, for the use of your music, and to Brandon Feichter, if I pronounced that right, forgive me if I didn't, for the use of your music where you guys did something together. Um, I hope we one day will be eventually able to meet in person should I ever get the chance to have first movie production put out, and to get you guys recognized as well. The next are music companies, I'm presuming. Even though I said Alex Nitro is a music company, I think it's Alex Nitro now, for example, represents something called Empire, but I didn't see his logo. But that's okay because I thank him anyway. So the next music company is called Top Shelf Logo TN SoundCloud Music. Thank you very much for allowing me to check your music out. Don't worry, there will be coming up some other sequels, Dance of the Dragon and the Demons. No, for the record, it's nothing like George R.R. Martin's book, Dance with Dragons. That's a whole different thing. And he may, I don't know if Dance with Dragons is what inspired this one guy who did the music for Dance with Dragons. I don't know if that would be a copyright issue, but that's something that Mr. Martin and the musician, I think it's called Bonneville, will have to take up between themselves. In the meantime, um, so Dance with the Dragon Demons is my own, and as well as Two Dragons to Rule the World. Now, doesn't mean Jon Snow, sorry. It's about Daenerys and this human. William represents the dragon from Legends of Old, the dark blue star that shines brightly in the Valyrian night sky. You know, like King Arthur and things like that. Whereas Daenerys is this almighty, powerful dragon lady. And so, you know, what happens when you have two dragons together? The love of two dragons. Exactly. That's what this whole thing's about. And so Two Dragons to Rule the World is a great way to end the sequel, but that'll be way down the road yet. So again, thank you to Top Shelf, Logo TN, SoundCloud Music. Another one is the CFM Music Company, all songs free to use. How sweet is that? Even if they're all free to use, I still think they deserve some kind of recognition because we'll just say whether they gave me permission or not is the fact that they pointed it out. And it's people like these music companies, the musicians, when they see a potential in you, you know, they're not just trying to do it just to get themselves recognized, but it's because it's about teamwork. You know, we're all working together for a common good. You know, we all have talent, and when we get together like a team, it's where teamwork is everything. So, and as promised, I wanted to do my part as an aspiring actor to where I answer fan mail. I mean, even if I get my MA degree and I'm in London, you know, and if I'm fortunate enough to ever meet Amelia, which would be so awesome, a male dragon, meeting the stronger female dragon. Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, so, yes, I'd love, guaranteed going to answer all fan mail because, you know, you can never forget those who support you. Because if you do, then, you know, the old saying, advertisement or how people see you is all done by word of mouth, and it don't take long for a bad rep to get out. So if you want to keep a good rep, you want to communicate and respond to people, and that's what I'm doing right now. Make a good habit of it now. It'll be always going on in the future down the road. So thank you to CSM Music Company. Okay, now, unfortunately, I just would like to tell the people who are no longer with YouTube.com anymore. I don't know if it's because their membership ran out or how that happened, but they did leave me good, supportive comments, and I do apologize for not being able to get into Instagram. So if Amelia Clark's listening, not that she's been trying to contact me, I wish she would. I am not able to initiate the Instagram. Tried to use my phone to get through to it, but either I got the wrong phone or I just can't get the app because I don't have that kind of money, or I don't know what the situation is. I just can't seem to get in there. So anybody who leaves me a comment on YouTube, I would just, you know, kindly ask that you contact me at, and you may want to write this down, Dragon Sphere, like the globe sphere, 4, which is the number, and the small letter U, at gmail.com. The other one you can go to is dragonsphere.weebly.com, and you can leave me a a comment there, or even take a quick survey, which is optional, it's not mandatory, and do it that way. So I'm going to have these people recognized anyway, because they kind of started out with me when I was going through the Game of Thrones, The Missing Link, Lost Pages of Time. So I'm going to read their names individually. Again, thanks for your support. Goes to Jimmy Agenian, if I pronounce it right, Dominique W, Anna E, and Lena Delaney. Thank you again for your moral support. Hopefully I will get to hear from you again, and you'll be able to email me since I'm not able to get into Instagram. Another group that, it's not that they're probably no longer members of YouTube, as that they haven't loaded up any like icons for a music company or for 2 members. They haven't kept their membership going, so it's like you can't contact them, but they're still there. I would like to thank them for the moral support, for Angelica Bauer and Patricia Robinson. Thank you for your moral support and leaving me such great comments. Hopefully I will one day get to London. If somebody out there would decide that, hey, let's be generous and get this guy immigrating, he's got so much potential, and I'm just kind of hoping that somebody out there in the world is going to see that and make a donation to help me achieve my dreams to getting this continuing saga of Daenerys Stormborn of the House Targaryens going. So, music company also is NCS Music Company, I guess I call them, because they were the first ones actually that I ever had contact with when I was doing the Game of Thrones, The Missing Link, Lost Pages of Time. Now I've got the motion picture done. I'm already working on Game of Thrones 2, Khaleesi's Dragon Spirit, and haven't heard from them in a while, but I just want to thank them for giving me an opportunity to use their music. So, again, thank you, everybody. Also want to have I guess I'm not sure what their music company is exactly called, but the icon says Icy One from YouTube, so I just want to say thank you, Icy One from the YouTube. We'll just call you an Icy One Music Company, because I have no idea what your music company title is, but I want to thank you for offering me the music to use in the continuing saga of Daenerys Stormborn of the House Targaryen from the Game of Thrones. Again, this is not taking away from the original authors to honor him, because I'm not going to be making anything off this myself other than expenses. And again, remember, proper English, as the old saying goes, expense is not a profit. Yeah. So, thank you again for allowing me a chance to use your music. Also, I would like to have 2 special people I'd like to have recognized. First, thank you, Serena W. Again, I tried to get into Instagram, and like I said, either my phone's not compatible, or I just don't have the funding right now because nobody's been donating, and I can't get into Instagram. I do apologize for this, but if you want to contact me, I mean, I guess you have, like, what is it, like a perfume company or something, and you're like, what, in London or something? I didn't quite catch that because they wouldn't let me go any further other than seeing um, the website where you are in Instagram, so I didn't really get to see a whole lot. And so again, I do apologize. So my email address is dragon sphere, like the globe, number 4, small letter U, at gmail.com. And you can also pay me a visit at dragonsphere.weebly.com. And you can leave me a comment there, or optional, do a survey that I have there. But again, thank you, Serena W., for giving me your moral support. Okay, the next person I would like to have recognized, she goes by the name of Milena. Okay, very good-looking young lady. She left a video for me to watch, and unfortunately, it must have been corrupted or something, so I do apologize to Milena. I was not able to access your YouTube video, sorry. It kept, for some stupid reason, taking me to some dating site. It's like, that's not what I want to do. Okay, I'm an aspiring screenwriter and aspiring actor. Why do I go to a dating site where men and women are like flashing their goodies? It's just not what I'm about. Sorry. That totally shocked me. I think I was sitting down and I fell backwards, and I'm sure that would have even gave Emily something to laugh at. Oh my gosh. That was totally unexpected, but I don't hold that against Milena, so you might have to try again, Milena, to make sure that whatever it is you want me to look at on YouTube, that you just kind of like send me a link. Maybe it'll be easier that way. But Milena here is like, oh, I love you and I love your work. And it's like, oh, wow, okay, so I've got me like a super duper fan here. Thank you, Milena, for that. I guess I'm glad you love me. I don't really know you, but that's cool. And I will continue doing my aspiring screenwriting, hopefully to get the move from aspiring actor to actually being a certified actor once I ever, hopefully somebody around the world will make that investment in me, and they would get quite the return, plus, like you hear now, public recognition for helping me to emigrate to the United Kingdom. So again, Milena, wherever you are, it was kind of shocked to have you tell me you love me, but I think that's cool. I like you, and I was very wow. I was like speechless at that point. I will continue to post my rough draft productions, and we'll hopefully see what happens. You know, maybe one day I'm going to actually get to act out my parts and lead to other contracts where I actually can get paid to be an actor once I have my MA degree, of course. So again, thank you, Milena, for your really high moral support. Well, that concludes our special recognition at this time. Probably within, probably second to last or at the very last of my narrations before I start the actual rough draft production, as I did the motion picture and the Lost Pieces of Time before that. I'm going to have certain members of my Emilia Clarke fan club that I started on behalf of Emilia Clarke, which is, again, is in support for her. It's not for my own edifications. I'm going to have each of them who are members, who have given me likes, loves, or both, um, recognition for their continued moral support in Facebook. And so uh, I think, like my stepdad said, that it's all about, getting your name out there. And I'm hoping that one of these days I am going to land a radio interview, a newspaper interview. Maybe I'll be surprised and I'll get confirmation from one of the London papers, Saturday Evening Post, which is coming up in September, by the way, that they like my article and they're going to print it, and that'd be cool. Or even a YouTube interview, depending on where the closest talk show area would be or whatever. Because I think that I would have quite the tale to tell, and it's only going to get better before it gets worse. I think it's just, like the old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. Somebody out there, it's going to surprise me. And it's like, I'm so packed and ready to go to London. So when that happens, I have so much to look forward to, and I just have to be patient, and somebody is going to make that big donation. Whoever does, I will tell you this, whoever makes that donation, they are the ones that's going to get the best recognition of all. Because they not only get a trophy plaque of recognition, they get recognized publicly. They get quite the return on their investment. So it will generate quite the return for them as it will for me. And so the question that I again pose in general, not to anybody in particular, is, do you want somebody else to have that recognition? You just don't want to do it? Because if that's what happens, that's what you want, that is what's going to happen. And so I'm just saying, if you want to be the one that gets this public recognition, then you have to make the first step. All I can do is keep the faith, have high confidence, and keep doing what I'm doing. But it takes somebody to, invest and get something back in for their investment, for the return. So, it's no different than investing in stocks, penny stocks, or what have you. If you don't invest, because everything is a risk. There's a risk being an actor. You might step on stage and a spotlight fall on your head and now you're dead. An actress might do a scene and, oh dang, broke the high heel off her shoe, now she's got a sprained ankle. There's always risk in life. But if nobody puts forth the effort, then you never go anywhere in life. And that's what I've come to accept. I think anybody out there who, decides to make this investment, it's about taking the risk and seeing how good of a return you're going to get. And so I would just encourage whoever's out there that's listening, you take the risk, you're going to get the return. The only question is, who will, and who is going to let it go by them? Well, the only ones that can answer that is the ones listening. So, anyway, we will now return to our regular narrations for Game of Thrones 2, Khaleesi's Dragon Spirit, Narrations 6 of William's Deep Lesson Study.